Okay, today we were playing a game on Watchpoint Gibraltar. We were in the gold SR range, and we will be playing Zenyatta the entire way through. And our current team composition is Orisa, Winston, Reaper, Genji, Zenyatta, and Ana. So basically, it looks like we've gone half and half on a dive comp and a bunker comp. It's mostly just Orisa that makes me feel this way, because we've got Winston, dive main tank, Orisa, bunker main tank, Reaper, Genji, Ana, Zen. So I see it as being half and half, but to be fair, Ana, Zen could be played on either comp. It's mostly just Orisa, because I'm like, alright, we got Winston, Reaper, Genji. Pretty aggressive combination of heroes right there. And then we just have Orisa. You know, if Orisa's just playing like Diva, Hammond, Zarya, all of that, even Reinhardt, all of that makes more sense to me than Orisa, because I'm just like, it's a pretty weak bunker when you're just gonna have Zen and Ana with you in there, right? Like, you might as well just go all in on the dive instead. Orisa's the odd man out in this comp, and it upsets me. But whatever, that's kind of all there is to say about it. Let's just start the game. So we've got to attack first. We have found out that they have a Pharah, and we've got nothing really that can fight Pharah. We've basically got Ana. That's kind of it. We can try as Zenyatta, but, like, not ideal, you know? Zen's still a projectile hero. Pretty fast projectile, but still a projectile hero. So we're pretty far back right now, which is, you know, we don't want to be in the danger zone as Zen. Pharah's still floating around, being inconvenient. She's got a Mercy as well. Ooh. I didn't even know Roadhog was in there. That was very scary. Yep, there he is. Well, we got away, so it's all good. And now he's purple. Oh god, feels bad for him. Pharah's still floating around, being annoying. Winston's gotten himself killed. We're going mad aggro now, because we've basically just swung up in front of, like, most of the enemy. We're the front line right now, because the front line we had was Orisa. She's dead. We were even in front of her. So we're just the front line at that point. Very aggressive. And we got a long way to go to get back to safety. We managed to get back to safety through Ana's help, but very aggressive. Zen doesn't really want to be, like, this close to people. And just, like, look at how far it is to get back. This is something to bear in mind with positioning as, like, all heroes, but particularly slow heroes. You want to think to yourself, if something bad happens, how far do I have to go to get to safety? And if the answer is like the entire ditch on Gibraltar, it's probably too far up. We did just fucking ice that Orisa, though. She's upset. She shouldn't have such a fucking big head hitbox if she doesn't want to get soloed by Zenyatta. It's really just her fault. So we have just swung out in front of the entire enemy team again. We were dealing with this situation, fair enough. Then we just swing out ahead of our tank line and get thoroughly wrecked. We could have just waited half a second for Orisa to come out, put the shield down, and then everything's good, but we went out first. Wait for the tanks to go first. We don't want to be the one that goes out there first. So, we've got Trance built up. I can hear Mercy using Valkyrie and Hanzo using the Dragon. Hopefully the Dragon doesn't just pop out of a wall and kill us. That's always really fun when that one happens. Didn't happen. Most of our team is dead, so we pretty much gotta wait for our team to regroup. No, we do have it. Okay, I thought Ana was the one that was taking a lot of damage. No, it was Genji. So, gotta wait for our team. We've got Trance built up. Yep, that's... Oh, don't put it in match chat. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we've got nothing that can counter Pharah. To be fair, I don't feel like Pharah has been the main issue. I say right as we get annihilated by Pharah right there. We are out in, like, nowhere right now. Also, something to bear in mind. What can I use as cover if bad things start happening to me? So, standing on this side of the street, we've got nothing we can use as cover. We even stray, like, into the middle of the street. So, you know, we got the wall behind us that we can stand behind, but, you know, we're gonna have to move forward sooner or later. We're better off being on this side of the street, because we can use this wall as cover. and we can still see into the ditch, whereas if we're standing over here and we decide we have to advance, ooh, we gotta go all the way along this wall, and then like, oh, I gotta go all across the street to get to cover. Oh god, that's scary. So just being on this side of this is better, so we can use that wall as cover. And it's a lot closer to the front, so we don't have to like run up. Suddenly, gotta bear in mind like what we're gonna use as cover. Being on low ground in general is scary, but tragically Zen's quite slow. It's hard for him to get to high ground quickly. But we gotta think what we're using as cover, or what we'll use as cover if something bad happens. And try to do that even if there's a shield on your team. Like, try to play a near cover anyway. Like, use the shield. Don't not use the shield, but like, even if there's a shield, right? Like, imagine we were hiding behind that shield. Don't stand like here behind the shield, right? Stand like here or here. Because then if something bad happens, the shield breaks, the tank just leaves you behind. You're not far from just being able to duck behind a wall. Whereas if you're there and the shield disappears, you gotta go a lot farther than if you're just standing near the cover anyway. So just, you know, try and think. There's the two things for positioning for me. How far do I have to go to escape danger if danger happens? And if danger happens, how close am I to cover? These might sound like they're the same thing. They aren't necessarily the same thing. Cover's not necessarily safe. It's just gonna stop you from getting shot for a little while. Whereas safety is like fully disengaging from the fight. So, barrage is happening in there. We did die. Let's go back and look at that. That's, you know, important, and I was kind of not paying attention, to be honest with you. We just get, like, shot in the face as soon as we peeked the corner. Yeah, Sonic Hour is right there. I saw it, like, inside the door frame right as we peeked. So, unfortunate. Sometimes you peek a corner and you get hit in the skull as soon as you come around the corner. I saw the Sonic Arrow, like, half a second before we got shot, because it was inside the door. Life is hard sometimes. So this doesn't mean that we're not there to use Trance when Farah uses Barrage, which is very unfortunate. We can mostly chalk the death up to, unlucky, we walked where he had the Sonic Arrow and we couldn't see the Sonic Arrow ahead of time. So, being in the hangar, mad scary right now. I don't want to be in the hangar, because half the team's dead, so things are not looking good for this fight. We're trying to keep Orisa alive, that's a noble thought, but she's pretty dead if she decides to stay around, to be honest, right now. I'd just stay out of the hangar and go, those two are fucking dead, I'm waiting to regroup. And Orisa does die. McCree also dies. So we're going for, like, maximum possible staggerage. Did Genji just use Dragon Blade? Genji just used Dragon Blade. So that didn't work. He killed 0 people. I think he was nano boosted as well. Hey, don't use that when half your team's dead. So the Roadhog's the worst of all time right there. Rock Bottom is a pretty appropriate name for him based off of everything we just saw right there. Again, we're out in with nothing we can use as cover right now. We're just out in, like, the middle of the hangar. We got a long way to go to get to the crates or the doorway on the left of us right now, so try to stay around cover still. Granted, the boxes are not super likely to protect you from Farah, but don't want to be out in open space regardless. Something we can use as cover. So we go pretty close to the enemy team right there. Going through the boxes in the middle is just like a little scary because you peek this corner and you're just like looking at the entire enemy team. I don't like to stand this way. I like to stand on the left side behind the payload, sort of near the pillar that's got the small health kit next to it. Play around health kits if you can as well. That's, depending on the map, that's not super possible, but if you can play around a health kit, try and play around a health kit. Sometimes just being near a health kit is enough to, like, save you from a flanker. Because you don't have to hit a flanker many times to fend them off, so if you, like, heal, fends them off, it might fend them off. So, anyway, Farah's still up there. We've got a McCree now, so, you know, that's something, at least. Will the McCree actually counter the Farah? We'll find out. Doesn't always work out that way with a lot of hit scan players versus Farah. We also have D.Va. We've had D.Va for a little while, to be fair. I just feel like we haven't seen D.Va too much. So we use Trance right now. They don't have many ultimates that we need to counter with Trance, because they don't have Grav or Genji or anything, so it's more or less Barrage to counter. Like, it could also counter Dragon Blade, or Dragon Strike, rather, but they don't have Graviton. So, Dragon Strike's not super scary, so it's not too bad to just try and, like, use it to keep people alive. Was it just for D.Va, pretty much? Yeah, pretty much just for D.Va. It's not the end of the world. I'm not too bothered if D.Va loses her mech. That's just me, like... D.Va gets to live twice. I'd rather... If I'm gonna use it to save someone, I'd rather use it to save Reinhardt, like, the DPS, the other healer, to be honest with you. Like, I rate D.Va's mech pretty low on my list of priorities, to be honest. But hey, it works out. We've captured the checkpoint. So, not worth worrying about too much. But D.Va's pretty low on my list of priorities. Oh, Orisa didn't die. So we thought about doing it. To be honest with you, I do it. I walk through the shield and hit her right now. Because, like, the risk of me dying, like, I don't respect Orisa players, to be honest with you. But, like, her head's really big. We're playing Zen. And if I die right now, the spawn's just behind those boxes. Like, it's not terribly punishing to die right now. I go for it. Like, I'll just go for it. But at the same time, hey, what's she doing behind us, right? A whole lot of nothing for the most part, so... We don't exactly have to rush either, because we can just leave Orisa behind at the same time. But me, I'm a simple man. I like to click on the bad men and watch the bad men take a lot of damage. So I would have gone for it, personally. Just to go, fuck you, Orisa. And then we would have soloed her twice in one match. And at that point, she's tilted for the rest of the evening. And that's the most important thing to me. That's the kind of thing where I sit back and I go, ah, I won. I don't care if my team wins anymore, because I won. And that's me. That's me. I'm a simple man. I have simple pleasures in life. So we've got a Baptiste now, so we, hey, that's a pretty sick ultimate, because now if we click on Orisa's head, she'll take a lot of damage, because damage boost, the amplification matrix, it'll stack with Discord. She's gonna take a lot of damage. So we use this a little bit late, like, to say it, because Reinhardt dies. Like, pretty much, like, right there, I push it, because we can see DPS or damage, both tanks critical, I'm half. That's where I push it. We wait, like, half a second, which doesn't sound like much, but it does look like it was the difference between Rein living and dying, which is kind of a big deal. He's our main tank. As you can see, a lot of their team just died. I'm not sure exactly who we're looking for right now. I'm not sure who we're looking for. We're looking for someone, definitely, but I'm not sure who it is. Oh, Hanzo? I guess we heard Hanzo? I don't know. I don't know who we were looking for, but we were definitely on to someone right there. Crusher99. I know this name. Where do I know Crusher99 from? Isn't that Stylosa's Smurf? I assume that's not who this is. I definitely know the name Crusher99 from something. Whatever. Not important right now. So now we've got to defend. Our team comp is largely the same. But we've got a Hammond now. So he's up to no good right now. What was that guy's name? Holy Shot? Yeah, Holy Shot. We throw. I know Holy Shot from something as well. No. I know what that's not a name. I'm thinking of, not important. Nerd stuff, basically. So, they're going for Protect the President right now. It's not the pirate ship, you scum. Anybody who said pirate ship. The pirate ship is Junkertown specifically, because that's the one that's got the treasure on it. This one's Protect the President. Any other map that's doing Bastion is Protect the President. So Reaper decided to die. That's very productive. I didn't actually know we were that low, to be honest with you. We were actually half health. Reinhardt take the shield down. I was just quite surprised we died. Yeah, we walked forward while Ryan had his shield down. His shield was also cracked, so we couldn't rely on it at that point regardless. Orisa did die, so we really wanted to try and kill Bastion while the shield was down, but we ended up dying instead, which is not ideal. Their Bastion's dead. That's the important thing. They don't have a Mercy to res him. They also don't have a Baptiste to use Immortality Field, so they're going for, like, a bad Protect the President comp, basically. No Mercy, no Batista. We don't want to jump down like this. Try to avoid, when you're defending, try to avoid jumping off the high ground like this, because we talk about, like, you having cover to use and how far we gotta go to get to safety, right? We know they're pushing on the payload, so safety is, like, all the way over there, or, like, all the way up there. That's a mad long way to go to get to safety. And cover, they're probably using both of these things as cover. So, real scary place to jump down. Like, don't do this on, like, this map. I know people do it all the time, but it upsets me every time. Don't do that. Instead, just stand up on the high ground, and this is one of those maps where you just kind of reconcile with yourself. They are going to push underneath me eventually. That's just how the map goes. But I'm not bothered. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let them push under me, right? I'm going to try and get as much ult charge and damage in up there as I can. They're going to start pushing under me, and then you rotate over the top, jump down over there, and defend from the top of the ditch instead. Because then, hey, you got high ground and they've got to funnel through the choke point at you. Whereas if you just jump down right on top of them, you pretty much just elect to have a fight right then and there, which maybe your team comp isn't too bothered about doing that, but if you're playing Zen, don't jump down on top of them if you can avoid it. Just, like, rotate early, and then you can fight from over here, and if your teammates jump down over there, hey, you can still see them from over there. So you don't have to, like, jump down to see them going into the tunnel, at least. Because jumping down here is Zenyatta, very scary. Dorado is the same thing, because first checkpoint, there's the arch, everybody's standing up on the high ground. People love to just jump down and start fighting them off the high ground. Don't do that either. Again, just rotate early, jump down, rotate back, jump down behind the choke point, and start using the arch as the choke point. Don't just, like, jump down on top of them. It's very scary to do. Try to, like, leverage choke points as much as possible. Choke points are very strong. Very strong. Try to take advantage of them. If you can play around a choke point, play around a choke point. Don't just, like, jump down and fight them. Unless you're playing a team comp that wants to just jump down and fight them. So, you know, a dive comp, pretty much. Or goats can as well, you know. If you're playing a team that can jump down and fight them, I guess fine, whatever. But otherwise, use the choke point. Even if you can jump down and fight them, I still think you should use a choke point. Choke points are just real good. So, oh, fuck Zen. Oof, oof, oof. Look at that boy. He's got some big dreams. Oh, that's rock bottom. Oh, no. Yeah, he hasn't gotten any better at hitting people. So Bastion's using tank. Batista throws down the Immortality Field. Were we not in it to begin with, or did we back out of it? Backed out of it by, like, half a centimeter. To be fair, we didn't know he was going to chuck it down right there, so fair enough. We did hear Bastion use configuration tank, so we just started backing up, and unfortunately we backed up out of the Immortality Field. You can assume, I guess you could assume Batista's going to use the Immortality Field, since he just used Amplification Matrix, and we can hear Bastion using Configuration Tank, but that's scary. I don't like relying on people that I don't know, even if I know the guy. Relying on him still a little scary. So, you know, kind of unlucky. Was he up there? I didn't know he was up there. Did we see him? We saw him over there, and then he hopped up over at the top of us. Sad. We were just, like, hopping over the payload. We didn't really need to do that. I guess we were going to try and use the payload as cover. maybe. You know, we saw the Hanzo, and, like, his team, they weren't exactly winning, so I didn't really expect him to just, lunge over to the top and shoot us from above. Life is hard this way sometimes. Sometimes you get shot in the head by Hanzo. You're just out having a good time, playing Zenyatta, and then you get hit in the face by an entire fucking tree. Life is difficult sometimes. Hey, we got rock bottom. Nice. So, D.Va's hiding down there. We've got the amplification matrix right now. Unfortunately, everybody's just kind of dead, so we didn't get to actually shoot anybody in the head with the amplification matrix. Because, oh god, do I just want to see, like, one man with Discord on him get slapped while also behind the amplification matrix. God, I would just see Orisa lose, like, fucking 300 health off one shot. It would be so good. I don't think it works out like that. It'd be something like 225, I think, off one shot. Because double, no, because the Discord's not that much damage. Be like just under 200, I think. Math is hard, okay? Leave me alone. They would take a fucking lot of damage in one shot, is the moral of the story, and that's what I want to see. God, I feel so good. I hate playing Baptiste, but this makes it all worth it. When you use Amplification Matrix, and you get a headshot in on a squishy, and you just watch him fucking die from one left click. Because this math I do know, he does, 25 per shot, body shot. Behind the Matrix, 50 damage per shot. Headshot is 100 damage. So if you get one headshot in on a squishy target, you can kill a guy with one left click. If he's a squishy target with one headshot. If you get two headshots, easy peasy. Guy's already dead. Nice. It makes it all worth it. Like you watch the Orisa put her shield down, and you're like, alright, you're pretty fucking committed to that position now. You put the amplification matrix down, whole team just destroys Orisa's field in like 0.2 seconds, and then you just watch Orisa fucking get atomized on the spot. Makes it all worth it. I hate playing Batista, but sometimes the amplification matrix makes it all worth it. I'm a simple man. I like to click on the bad man and watch him be dead. So understandably, I also like playing Reinhardt with a Batista, right? Oh, you use the Matrix? Oh, let me back up real quick. Fire Strike, sick, got someone. Quite frequently you don't get anyone because they see you backing up to the amplification matrix and they're like, oh, no, 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 no. I don't want any part of this evil. I'm like, come on, guys, just one. No, Makes me very sad. Oh, fuck, rock bottom's right here again. Yeah. That was a very scary game to get involved in, because it's basically just like, well, who's gonna roll slightly better on this dice for peeking the corner, but we got him. That's the important thing. So... Oh god, there are a lot of people are pushing Q over there right now. Oh, no. Was anybody hurt in here? No. Much too early. Nobody in there had taken much damage yet, so the trance ends up healing very minimum damage. Would have been better to use right there, seeing as Ryan just about almost died, but Bastion started using Configuration Tank also, and trance won't save you from Configuration Tank. Immortality Field also kinda doesn't, because Bastion can break it in one shot, doesn't even necessarily have to directly shoot the drone, so... Reaper is not allowed to do what he just did, but he did it anyway. He did kill Rock Bottom, who by this point is probably getting pretty upset, and that's the important thing, as we covered earlier. So we get back, we can see that everybody's hiding in Immortality Field. We've managed to kill the Bastion, managed to kill the Orisa. They've got no one that can revive the Bastion, so suddenly their whole team comp starts falling apart. We've almost built Trance up again. Hooray! They've got some real spongy boys on their team, so we've managed to build up a lot of charge quite quickly. Because they've got Orisa, very easy to hit Orisa. Oh, get fucked, Bastion! They've got an Orisa and they've got a D.Va, and the Orisa's not one for using cover very much, so we're getting to build up a lot of ult charge just from clicking on them. Orissa's dead, so very big stagger right there. It's very bad for them to get staggered at this point because they're starting to run out of time. So the more they stagger themselves right now, the better for us. I mean, that's true in general, but particularly while the enemy team is running out of time also. So, I realize I haven't really been looking at how we've been using our orbs that much. I feel like we've had our orbs up pretty much most of the time, which is the important thing, having your orbs up as much as possible. So that's the important thing. This is quite aggressive positioning right now. I don't know about this one. We didn't really take a lot of damage. Maybe the plan is body block the doorway. That looks like the plan is body block the doorway. I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that plan. But, hey, we're gonna win regardless. So, hey, you don't get punished, you don't have to learn. It might be that we, overreacted to the damage we took, and then went, well, I've done it, so let's try and body block them, which is a little more understandable, basically just panic reaction, but if the plan was body block door, don't like that. Don't like that. Either way, we used it early, but if it was panic, try not to panic, but sometimes you panic. Go get him, Crush. We're not Crush. He's not Crusher. That's Fleeta. I was just reading Crusher 99 again. We got this. You got the Pharah. Good job. Big anime. 13 Dragon Blade kills out of 7 Dragon Blades. So I guess you got an average of 2 per. Just under 2 per. It's not the worst. I mean, getting to use 7 Dragon Blades, the game wasn't that long. I guess just getting to use 7 Dragon Blades over that time is pretty good, to be honest with you, rather than the ratio. Good job, Batista, getting eliminations, but you were playing Moira. No, you weren't. You were playing Anna first round. They had a Moira. Never mind. You've been clicking on a lot of people, haven't you, Batista? Rather, hopefully you were also still healing people. Anyway. So what stood out the most was basically positioning stuff, not playing around cover, just positioning very aggressively in general. Going for some risky peeks, like when we got shot by the Hanzo that one time, I'll mostly just go, unlucky. But, it was a pretty aggressive peek at the same time. We didn't know they had a Hanzo at the time, so it was kind of an aggressive peek, but sometimes you peek a corner and get hit in the face by a fucking tree, Life is difficult like that. But mostly positioning stuff. I don't think we got a lot of value out of Trance this game. But their team wasn't one where we needed to get a lot of value out of Trance that game either, because they didn't have a Graviton, they didn't have Dragon Blade, they had Dragon Strike and Barrage, but Dragon Strike without Graviton is significantly less scary, and Pharah didn't really get many good barrages off, so it wasn't a game where we needed to get a lot of value out of Trance, but I don't feel like we got a lot of value out of Trance. It just kind of works out that way. But positioning stuff was the big one, not playing around cover, being very forward, going for some aggressive positioning, which is very scary to do on Zen. I didn't notice any particular issues with orb uptime, but then admittedly I also wasn't paying super close attention to that either. So I'll cover my bases by just saying, try to have both orbs up as much as physically possible. Discord isn't possible to have up 100% of the time, but Harmony Orb is pretty possible to have up close to 100% of the time. So I'll cover my bases just in case, because admittedly, I didn't pay close attention to if we always had our orb up. That's me. I'm a very... Elevator music was playing in my head right there, and that gives a better summation of what I am as a person than anything I could have been about to say, probably anyway. So, anyway, moving on. That's all I got for you. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I've started streaming on Twitch Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 7 p.m. EST to 11 EST. There's a link to the channel in the description below. And if you somehow managed to make it all the way through the video and still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future, and I hope you found the video helpful.